All right. I think I'm live. Yes, I am live. Sorry about that. I was waiting. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to a special, quick Friday evening session where I'm coming back on just to finish up 4 readings from my YouTube channel members from this earlier session. I didn't get to any of the free readings tonight, and I'm so sorry for all those that were waiting. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Not 10 a.m. Don't lie, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And then tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And you can try for a free reading then. If not, definitely come back on Sunday for my 11 a.m. morning session because Sundays are special where I do come back on in the afternoon and finish all readings from that session, including all the free readings. My YouTube channel members, part of their monthly YouTube membership is I always guarantee that I finish donations and their free readings, even if I have to come back on to complete them like I am now. So if you're interested, there's a link down below to become a YouTube channel member. I have 2 levels, $2.99 a month for the Zen Cricket and $7.99 a month for the Praying Mantis. In addition to that, we have special sessions during the week too. These sessions I do Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday. But there's a special session Wednesday night where both groups get together for at least 2 hours, and we do readings, past life readings, oracle readings, etc., Q&A, astrology, whatever. And then my Praying Mantis members get a special session on Thursday night for a couple hours. And then Friday, Saturday nights, and Sunday after that one, we also have at least an hour together. So if you're interested, the link's down below. Oh, and you also get advanced access to any videos that I create. I've been creating quite a bit of extra free content, but you get advanced access to all that too. All right, I think that's everything. So there's no chat in here. I'm not taking any new questions. This is just to complete the 4 and the order in which it'll go. We have Kelly, Faith and Love, Moonlight 5, and Happy Pill. That'll be the order in which they happen here. All right. So let us jump in. These are free readings, so they're just 1 to 2 cards each, so they won't be forever. So Kelly, hello. Been a while. Good to see you. So I've been doing well, and you like a general reading. Hope you've been doing well as well. So let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. Nope, they want that one. All right. What do we have coming in here? All right. So you do have the 3 of Pentacles. Now, the 3 of Pentacles for you is representing being true to your authentic self, not allowing any of these beliefs or opinions here of the 7 of Swords, small t truths that have been deceiving in the past, people that have been saying things in the past growing up that formulated these thoughts and beliefs that stole the opportunity for you to be true to who you are and authentically express who you are. It's about just a reminder that, we have naysayers in our lives that when they're expressing things, it's not about us. They're just expressing how they feel about themselves. But we take it on going, oh, this means it's about me. And then we alter our lives, right, until we don't. And this is what's happening is you're stepping into this energy of being more true and authentic to who you are, getting out of your head and letting go of these mindsets that don't serve you anymore, that did steal things from you. You can see here there's 2 swords stuck in the ground, which these are the things you've left behind already. There's 3 swords in their left hand that they're looking at, and those represent those thoughts that you're aware of that you've been releasing lately, like over the last 3 to 6 months. And then there's 2 swords that they're not looking at over here, and that represents just a couple more that are below the surface that you're getting ready to release that will help you step more truer into your authentic gifts and your authentic path, expressing the true you, letting your freak flag fly, and being you. So I like this for you, and it's supported. So they're reminding you that there are naysayers, and we're like, yeah, we know what to do with them, but knowing that everything they said was about themselves, just projection, and you realize that, you stop taking their words so seriously, right? But then there's the praisers, the supporters, and those might take us off our path even more easily. Not intentionally, but they might be saying, "I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad of what you're doing, and look at the direction you're going. Have you ever thought of doing it this way?" And we don't wanna lose that support and have them go over into, you know, douchebag land. But uh and so we'll alter our course sometimes because we learn to deal with the bullies and the naysayers and those people that are negative, 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 always poking holes and stuff we do. We just keep them over there. But the praisers, we like that, right? Our soul, our inner child loves the praise, likes the support, and so it fears losing that, right? And so that can take us off our course. So it's just a great reminder to really understand that, question it, and just focus on being true to your authentic self. So I like that. And that's what they have for you, Kelly Kelly, right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then faith and love. You're up next. You want to know what guidance do you need to help see overcome his fears around your relationship. All right, let's take a look here. So, every relationship is a mirror for us. And so, one of the big things before seeing the cards they're channeling is telling you focus on overcoming your own fears around your relationship. That's what you can control. And that's what is the best use of your energy. Because when you do that for yourself, that automatically changes the perception of how you see the world, because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are, and we project ourselves onto others. So when we're like, they have fears around our relationship, oops, three fingers pointing back at me. Oh, I have fears around my relationship. Let me look into that. Let me transform that. I do invest my energy in that, and they will be working on their own. But as you work on your own fears, that transforms your relationship, transforms your perception of the relationship too. So that's number one, focus on that. We can make it easier or harder for people to choose unconditional love or fear. And that's where we're going to go to next. So that's kind of the core of like your side of the question. But the big piece, the most important piece, 90% of it is what we just talked about, looking at your own fears. And then, and if you're like, I don't have any, then you need to take a step back because you're lying to yourself. Your guides are being all snappy and sassy. It's like, okay, because we fear that their fear are going to make them leave the relationship or not move into the relationship or move further, right? Oh, that's a fear. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. All right. So, what else can you do to help them? Yeah, balance your outside world, stability, consistency, um, not being up, down, and back and forth and whatever, but being consistent in how you're interacting from your end, right? If you're expressing fear, that's going to ignite their fear. But so if you're solid and you're in unconditional love and you're giving unconditional love, that creates the space for them to feel safe, right? Because the big thing, our little inner child feels when it feels unsafe or out of control, that's when it goes into fight or flight mode and does all sorts of that's where all the fears are ignited, right? So their inner child gets ignited around change and inconsistency. So being as consistent as you can helps them feel safe and in control. And then they can work on their fears, right? Their fears are slowly changed because they're able to, when they're not in fear, um, dis- distill, or eliminate, thin out their fears, right? Yeah. And the Emperor, Aries energy. This is about letting them feel in control. Even though you don't have to give them control, it's about letting them feel in control. It's like when we used to take escalated calls at work, um, we had a lot of the kind of people we hired were very much go-getters and people that like to control things, right? They like to be so when you had a customer calling in going, "You will do this for me," rah, it would cause triggers in my representatives that were on the escalated call line, and so I would I talked to them about, you know, when a controller meets a controller, you have war and battles. That's why things escalate. That's why when they talked to a representative before us, they were a controller. They escalated to my rep, and then they would escalate, and they'd go to my coach, who would was a control. They'd escalate, and then they'd end up with me, right? And so I'd talk to them and train them and help them approach things differently. And the big thing I told them, which they thought was manipulation at first, was I go, when they're calling in and they want control, you allow them to feel in control. And even though that pushes our buttons, I go, how you can allow that is to know at any moment I could say something like, well, if you pay your bills on time, you wouldn't get those notices. Boom! And they would explode. I'm in control because I know what to say. I know what to do. And I could push any button at any minute and watch them explode or hear them explode on the other side of the phone, right? Then they'd escalate, right? So you are in control, right? And that's that how we can that's what they say. That's manipulation. I'm like, oh no, you're allowing them to feel in control so the walls come down so they feel safe and then you can have true communication and true interactions, right? Knowing that um there's mutual control. Like I can only control my own emotions, my own thinking, my own energy, my own physical actions, and they only can too. But if they need to fill in control a little bit, we allow that. But it's stability and allowing them to have that control. Those are the two things that we were just talking about that freak out our inner child, feeling unsafe and out of control. They feel unsafe when change comes in, the unknown, I'm scared. So we stick to the known, we stick to that, we allow that, and then things can evolve. So hopefully that helps faith and love. That's what they have for you. Went deep. Woo. So many blessings. Right, and then Moonlight 5, your free question. Thank you for your donations earlier. Is one or both of your twin flames, oh, that's right, coming towards you these days? Have you maybe already got a message from one of them? Got a couple of messages from a stranger. You think you might like him? Okay. With twin flames, there's usually no question about them. They're like meeting like someone from our past life. I usually say like when we meet someone from a past life that is like a faded relationship, they'll be glowing in the dark and a rainbow shooting out of their butt. Twin flames, there'll be such a fire, such an attraction that it's, as they say, I don't use this word, unpalpable. Um, it's like you're not going to be able to not witness it, not experience that. So let's take a look here. Are they coming towards you these days? Like, are they like on the verge here, right? Um, I don't feel so yet because you've got the judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to a higher place, and the Hierophant, your higher self calling you to see things from the capital T truths. So right now, you're kind of in this learning phase for a little bit here. Um, so I don't feel like they are like in your area, in your aura, in your environment yet. I feel like they are still coming around the mountain. So not yet, not yet. But the more you raise your love vibration, right? The more you focus on releasing thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy that doesn't serve you anymore, do some energy clearing, do some decluttering in the physical world. I'm hearing spring, fall, equinox, March 20th is going to be um, That fire. Okay, that makes sense. Fire. The fire begins. The springtime. The spring equinox, at least in the northern hemisphere, which is March 20th, around there. It's Aries season when it starts, begins. The twin flame season when you start really feeling energies coming your way. So I don't feel like the stranger. I think I might like them. If you think you might like them, if you're not like, oh my god, I got to get to know them, I just can't stand it. That's twin flame energy. This just feels like interest, but not yet. All right. So that's what they have for you, Moonlight. I'm sorry. All right. And then lastly, but not leastly, hey, Happy Bill, it is you. So what um you said free. What I wanted to know. So I'm not sure what that means, but we'll stick here. What spirit wants you to know is probably what you're saying, right? But they know what your question is. That's the important thing. So let's take a look here. So what would you like Happy Pill to know? All right. And that one. Okay. Wow, yeah, they're both of these energies with the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. The 10 of Wands is a card that tells me about it's time to take inventory of where you're investing your energy, and the 8 of Cups is um, like walking away from emotions that don't serve you anymore, but it's my card that represents taking an inventory of where you're investing your emotional energy. So even though it's a 10 and an 8, they both have that kind of message that comes from spirit for me. So what I mean by that, the 10 of Wands is, it means you're inundated and you feel like you're being torn in all these directions where everything feels urgent and important. That's what we're taught as humans, right? Everything these days, it's urgent, it's important, got to do it all now. And that stresses us out and it makes us feel like I don't have enough energy to get all this done and we're exhausted and tired and stressed. But the what we do when we take an energetic inventory is we look at truly not what everyone else says, but we look at us and we sit and we get still and we go, what is truly important to me and truly urgent to me? That's bucket one. That's where we invest most of our energy, the urgent stuff that is important. And then we create a second bucket that things that are truly important to me, but not urgent. Those I can put and create like on my calendar. I can split it out. I know when they'll become urgent, and so I can put them on my calendar, and they don't have to be done today. They'll just be done later, right? And then we have the third bucket. There's three buckets. So urgent and important to me, important but not urgent, and then the urgent but not important. Those things I don't even have to do anything with. They're not important. If they don't get done, they don't get done. They'll take care of them or they'll take care of themselves, but they're not important to me. And the urgency is not my urgency, it's someone else's urgency. So three buckets, and it makes it more easy for us to focus our energy and less stressful. And we get the important and urgent things done because we're not spending all this energy trying to do things that aren't important and urgent today. The Eight of Cups is about evaluating one, this is your emotional energy where you're investing it. Number one is relationships. What relationships am I investing energy in where I'm giving 70, 80, 90% of my emotional energy all the time? And they're only giving 10, 20, 30%. You might think of some right away. I'm ready to cut these. Psh, I need that emotional energy to come back to me. Because I'm exhausting my emotional energy and I'm overdrawing my emotional bank, and I won't have time to give those emotions to the important person. Or if you're not in a relationship, it's preparing you. Both of these are preparing you for something. They're preparing you to have the time and energy energetically and then emotionally to be able to give, but you have to get that energy back from both of those places. And with the relationships, you might have some, I'm cutting them off right away, and I know the ones that I need to let go of. And some you might be like, well, but just back off to 50%. Go where you're giving half of the energy in. And if they are willing to make up the other half, then you stay in that relationship. If not, it'll drift away, and then you end up taking all that energy back anyway. So it's realizing that on that uh, relationship side, and then the emotional energy of um, it takes energy to keep emotions suppressed. And so this is about looking and seeing what triggers, what emotional triggers, what emotions from the past have we pushed down and that have not, you know, been dealt with. They're just still charged because it's like holding a beach ball underwater, right? It takes a lot of energy to hold down. You're like, don't go, it shoots off. So this is about looking at what emotions are still charged below the surface. Usually it's something 7 years old and younger because, of course, as children, before our brain develops between 7 and 14, as children, we just know, how do you express emotion? You cry, you throw a tantrum, or you laugh, right? We're expressing it. Well, laughter, your parents and adults are like, yeah, look at the cute little laughing child. Crying child, you better stop crying. I'll give you something to cry about. Or you throw a tantrum. We're going to go out to the car. You're going to get a spanking, right? So we learn to suppress those, the tantrums, the crying. But where do they go? They just go down into the subconscious, and they're sitting down there being pushed down. But that takes energy. And so that's part of releasing some of those. So you get that energy back too. And so that's what they're wanting you to know right now. It is preparing you for either a relationship, if you're not in one already, or for the expansion of something in your life that's going to require emotional energy and your physical and uh, passionate energy to be able to accomplish those things. So hopefully that helps, Happy Pill. That's what they have for you right now. Happy, happy, joy, joy. All right. So many blessings, and thank you guys so much in your patience in getting to those readings. And again, I'm so sorry for all those of you for your free readings. I didn't get to any of the non-YouTube channel member readings, free readings tonight. But please, you can try tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. But for sure, Sunday, I always on Sundays make sure I come back. Again, if you're interested in YouTube channel membership, that does give you priority for these individuals. There's a link down below. $2.99 a month for Zen Cricket, or $7.99 for Praying Mantis if you want to get even more in depth and interact with me. So that is it for now. And until we meet again, everybody, remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. Of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Have some fun. See you.